If you keep saying that French is impossible to learn, guess what? You're never going to learn French. And today we're talking about how this applies to Verlan. I can't open up any app without seeing a post about how French is so hard and then we have to learn it backwards in reference to Verlan. And it's just not true. There is not a Verlan version of every single word. It's only certain words. If you're approaching it with the attitude of, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to learn my foreign language backwards, of course you're never going to learn it. But if you approach words in Verlan as you approach any other new vocabulary word and just memorize them, it's not that bad. And it is, of course, interesting and maybe helpful to remember the meaning of the Verlan word if you know the non-backwards word, but you don't need to know the original in order to understand and use and memorize the Verlan. So here's your Verlan for Beginners vocabulary list, and I will give you the original word too. First up, we have ouf, and this is Verlan for fou. And the meaning here doesn't really change. Fou means crazy, ouf generally means crazy as well, in a literal or maybe even a figurative sense. Like, oh, ce mec, il est ouf. This guy is crazy, or like, wow, yeah, that was so crazy. C'était ouf. And we can't talk about ouf without talking about the expression de ouf, which means like totally. T'as passé une bonne soirée? De ouf. C'était bien les vacances? De ouf. Next one that I hear all the time, and it was actually the first word that I ever learned with French friends, was chelou. This is Verlan for louche. Louche means bizarre. Chelou means pretty much the same thing, but I hear it more in like a sketchy, dodgy, creepy way. This was how my French friends were explaining it to me, I believe because I was asking them how to say creepy, like a creepy guy. And they told me un mec chelou is a creepy dude. This is already getting pretty long, so I'm going to leave you with just one more, but let me know if you want a part two. And the last one is relou. And this is a great example of a word that has taken on a bit of a different meaning in Verlan. So lourd means heavy, and I guess in a slang way, it can also mean like a pain or a drag. But usually when people want to use it in that way, they're going to use relou instead of lourd. But yeah, relou means annoying, a pain, a drag, and this can describe a person or just a situation in general. So you could say, this guy is so relou, ce mec est trop relou, or just in general the situation, ah, c'est trop relou.